Hey, what's going on, everyone? Back with some more EDC content. Today, I wanted to go over what I'm calling kind of my Carryology Spring Edition. I was going to call this kind of the state of my collection, but I don't really want to do that. I actually instead wanted to go through the knives that I've been carrying on a daily basis, and I still do consistently carry either a fixed blade or a folder every single day, or both sometimes, depending on what I'm doing. But with that, I mean, I haven't bought any new knives in a while, nor have I sold any. Just really haven't seen anything that blows my skirt up that I want to pull the trigger on. And honestly, where my collection's at, or at least the knives that I've been carrying, I'm pretty happy right now. I'm in a pretty good place there. So I just wanted to go through kind of my top knives that I've been carrying, and as well as some other EDC gear, and then we'll wrap it up. The first knife that and I have, let's see, one, two, three, four that I'm gonna do. Kind of in fourth place is going to be this Something Obscene J-Cape 3.5. Realizing that this is a made in China OEM, I think Something Obscene, like, their knife designs are really awesome, and I've been really, really happy with how, this J-Cape 3.5 performs. I did end up trying out one of these at one point, and then this one came up in one of the Facebook groups, kind of a group drop, so I got in on that, and couldn't be happier. I think you have multiple positions, whether you're choked up here. The choil is not really usable. I never use it, but really comfortable knife. I think that 3.5-inch blade shape is the best. I really like the subtleness of this like burnt bronze that's on this one. This is going to be the version 3, I believe. There is a version 4 that just came out. I don't think I'm going to pick up another one, but I really do like this one, having the option, the dual thumb studs or the flipper tab, makes it very fidget friendly. So, first knife here that we're going to knock out that gets most of the carry time these days is going to be that Something Obscene J-Cape 3.5. The next knife that we're going to cover, which I was kind of surprised, so this is going to be the second one that I've owned, but the Microtech Anox. Really big fan of this. There's going to be another, I just realized this is actually, the OEM is going to be, Reich Knife in collaboration with Microtech. So this is going to be another made in China OEM. I didn't realize that would be the trend here, but I really do love this knife. Again, very, very fidgety. I will say though, flicking this with your pointer finger is the best way to actuate it. Although this is it's kind of advertised as a front flipper, it's tough, and it'll tear your thumb up. And it's not to say that this one isn't clean or lubricated, etc. I've definitely taken this one apart. It is, a one-piece construction knife, so I know that is, I don't know, I haven't heard too many gripes about this knife, but the fact that, it is one-piece design, as far as taking it apart, maintaining it, that can be challenging, but again, I've taken this one apart twice now and haven't had any issues getting it back together. The other cool thing about, when you pick up the Anox or the new SOCOM Bravo, they do actually come with the drivers to be able to work the pivot and the other screws. So I think that's a really nice touch. But this one I do find, like, I love the blade shape. It's kind of thinner. It's an interesting, kind of more modern design. Really a huge fan of this one. I will say the one drawback that I don't know, it's kind of curious because I do carry this a lot. One of the things that I noticed that kind of bothers me about it is how the jimping, right here on the thumb ramp is different from what's up here. It's definitely more fine here, and I don't know why they did that. I guess it kind of keeps the lines of the knife a little bit better. But again, that second knife I wanted to cover that gets most of my pocket time is going to be this Microtech Anax. All right, the second to last knife that gets most of the carry time these days in my pocket is going to be a Chris Reeve large Sebenza 31. Y'all have seen this one on my channel a lot. I'm a huge fan of it. And Chad Nichols Boomerang Damascus, have a Purvis clip on it. This is a great knife, and I do find myself maybe carrying this a couple times a week, and it is pretty well broken, but I think I'm kind of at a stopping point with breaking this thing in the sense that I don't think it can get any better than it is. I don't know, maybe if I worked it even more it would get a little bit more smooth, but I couldn't be happier with it. This is a really great choice for everyday carry. You really can't go wrong. I still will stand by, although I do like this knife. I think at the end of the day, like for the money, etc., getting like a large Chris Reeve Sebenza 31, just a plain Jane version is going to meet the mail. And again, as we've covered in other videos, the fact that this is carbon fiber in Damascus, certainly the carbon fiber lightens this up a little bit, but other than that, you're getting the same knife if you get a large Sebenza 31, and you can get it for less than half the price. So I think that that's a good way to go if you're looking for a solid all-around EDC, realizing trends come and go, whether it's the Something Obscene J-Cape or the Microtech Anax, whatever you want to call it. The Sebenza 31, a large Sebenza is not going anywhere, so that's a great way to go. All right, and finally, my most carried folder as of late. It might surprise some people, but it's going to be my Curtis F3 medium. I found myself carrying this multiple times per week, and again, I have way too many knives, more than any person should ever need, but I absolutely love this knife. Definitely one of my favorites that I've ever tried. Again, this is going to be the second one that I've owned. That's kind of another gauge that I use, is like if I own something and then sell it and then get another one, that's kind of a sign to me that it's a special knife to me. This one's in MagnaCut. I love the size of the blade. I think it's perfect. This one also is like a fidget monster. Realizing this isn't the flipper tab version, which I like, because what I've found is the flipper tab versions of Curtis, the flipper tab is way too obtrusive, and this one is way too much fun to flick with your middle finger. Super nice, made in the US, titanium. This one's in MagnaCut. I've also read quite a few articles that Curtis is one of those manufacturers that does a really good job with the Rockwell hardness of the MagnaCut, realizing that MagnaCut is new, but a lot of companies are kind of catching flack on their hardness that they're actually hardening the MagnaCut too. So Curtis F3 medium. I also used to have an F3 large. I don't miss that at all. I really do think the medium is the perfect size. So with that, these are going to be my 4 most carried folders in my EDC currently. All right, and then moving right along. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, in addition to or in lieu of a folder, I'm also really into fixed blades, and the 2 fixed blades that have been getting most of the carry time. The first one is definitely going to be this Tracker Dan Blood Shark. This is an older version. You've seen it on my channel multiple times, but really like this for a very utilitarian fixed blade, very reliable. Love the size of it. So that Tracker Dan Blood Shark is also in my pocket, or on my belt rather, quite a bit. The other one, and I haven't yet reviewed this one, I still owe you all a fixed blade kind of overview, but it's going to be this custom that my buddy Drew Street from Street Knives made for me in Chad Nichols, Damascus. This is a completely custom order for me, but I kind of wanted it for a camp / belt knife that I could get away with doing some food prep with, but it could also handle harder tasks. Obviously it's full tang, but just to compare it in size, it is a little bit bigger than a large Sebenza 31, but I really love the size, and I kind of wanted to emulate, because again, he literally drew this shape out based on what I wanted. I wanted to emulate the shape of a large Sebenza, because I really do love the blade shape, and I think he did a really good job of doing that. So that's going to be the other fixed blade that is getting most of the carry time on my belt. And now, since we covered kind of pointy bladed objects, I wanted to go over some of the other things that I've been carrying on a regular basis. This is my keys. I have way too many things on here, but I did end up putting a Maritac flashlight on my key ring. I'll probably take it off since it is getting lighter out, but when I was leaving for work at 5 in the morning, this was really great to have for getting into my car, etc. Then I also have this little tritium vial from County Com, a little Night Eyes mini pry bar, and that's going to be about it for that. But also in my pocket, I've also found it pretty useful to carry a pry bar, and I'm either carrying this Anzo, which is a triple aught design edition, Or even more recently, I ended up picking up from the mystery swag box from CountyCom this titanium pry bar, and it actually has a little glow piece in it. But I'm really impressed with this pry bar, realizing that, pry bars are very simple, but I like that this has a bottle opener, a nail puller, and it can be used just as your more traditional pry bar for prying applications. But one of the cool things about this too is it kind of acts as like a little bit of like a worry stone. So I guess I'm kind of like a very fidgety person, but when I have this in my pocket, it's actually like really smooth, and I kind of like, I don't know, kind of just like, um, you know, rubbing it a little bit, whatever. Definitely a pretty cool fidget toy, and I really like that, and it's kind of replaced the other thing that I normally carry in my pocket is going to be a silver dollar. And really, it all started with this was really beat up and old, and I didn't want to use any like silver cleaner on it, but just kind of it had all this like tape gunk on it and stuff like that, and I've just slowly rubbed it off as time has gone by. So those are going to be the other things that are taking up space in my pockets. And yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope you all appreciated the update of where I'm at with my blades. Before I do sign off though, I'm kind of surprised actually. There's a couple of knives that I would like to get back into my rotation more, but I just haven't for some reason. But I am going to make kind of a concerted effort to do so. I still have this Chris Reeve Unum Zahn. Definitely want to get that in my pocket more. I really do like Zahns, but haven't been carrying it much. The other one's going to be this ProTech Mordax, which this one's in Magna Cut. I kind of squirreled it away in one of my knife pouches, but this is going to be another one that I'm going to try to carry more just because it is so lightweight. And ProTech is another one of those companies that does a really good job with their Magna Cut. So going to be trying to carry that more. And then finally, Demco 8020. This is an S. I definitely want to carry this one more too, but I do find that, with it warming up, I'm wearing shorts a lot more often. This is kind of a big and hefty knife, and same thing goes for, I still have, where are they? At least one. I still have both of my Strider SMFs, and honestly, as the weather warms up, these don't see as much pocket time. So time will tell. Things are always rotating, but certainly these four that I showed you, I'm carrying the most. So appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see you next time.